under the pale moonlight. Vinny and Phil bring the shadows to life. Tales of the ghostly whispers in the night. Bigfoot and aliens ready for the strife. The darkness thickens, the air is cold. Haunting stories waiting to unfold. Supernatural Sundays, the veil is thin. Join us in the chaos, let the night begin. With every whisper and each chilling tale, dare to believe where shadows prevail. EVPs echo through the haunted trees. Demons lurk as the chill hits with ease. But the caps rolling with guests to amaze. Cryptids and spirits were lost in the haze. Northmen in the foliage, watch your back. Dogmen prowling, ready to attack. Supernatural Sundays, the veil is thin. Join us in the chaos, let the night begin. With every whisper and each chilling tale, dare to believe where shadows prevail. Moving in the foliage, watch your back. Thunder prowling, ready to attack. Supernatural Sundays, the veil is thin. Join us in the chaos, let the night begin. With every whisper and each chilling tale, dare to believe where shadows prevail. So tune in next week, fear in your soul. Darkness awaits, let the stories unfold.
Okay, my mic is, I can't hear nothing.
Welcome to Supernatural Sundays, August 23rd edition. And got my special co-host here, Cammy Girl.
Hello.
She's also my girlfriend, live-in woman here, Cammy Girl.
I'm sorry.
I've been trying to get her on here for a while.
Yeah,
We had some microphone,
the month of Sundays, honestly.
we had headphone trouble and microphone trouble. So if all the haunted dolls over here will let us keep going, we're going to look at some videos this week. I've got some stuff from our own investigation. And we've also got some videos this week. We got some stuff on Bigfoot, aliens.
Wow.
There might even be some UFOs, some cryptids, all kind of good stuff.
All right. So I'm going to Crypticon, huh?
Yeah, and we may even get a caller.
Really?
Yeah. For those of you that don't
Wow.
know, Crypticon this year is in Warsaw, Kentucky, up at the Belterra. I think it's in November, but they've moved it. It's not Lexington at the Clarion anymore. It's up at Belterra. And you can stay in Warsaw, Indiana at the Belterra, or you can stay across the river. I got some friends up there. Mandy runs Riverside Inn up there. It's really nice. Big plantation house, bed and breakfast. Remember we did the murder mystery dinner?
Yeah.
They also do those.
Yeah.
We've been to a couple of those. We enjoy those murder mystery
Yeah,
dinners.
they're fun. They're for a couple to do.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's hard to figure out who done it. You know?
Yeah. He got a rock the last time that we were on a train actually.
Yeah, the one out of Bardstown goes on the dinner train, and the drinks were really nice. And, they take you through the country. It's really relaxing. It's kind of cool. Nice thing for a date night. You go up the dinner train. Food was good.
Yeah.
The actors, really good.
Yeah.
Well, but I do have a special guest tonight, and that would be you.
Oh.
So we're gonna fire this thing up. Here's our special guest intro.
Yeah.
We see some fire.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some fire. Okay.
All right.
So I didn't put anything in any order this week, so it's just going to be whatever randomly pops up. So then we'll get your initial shock and awe opinion of
Okay.
what's going on.
I can do that.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna be your skeptic.
Well, you're my number one skeptic, and what else? You like to debunk things, skeptic.
Yes.
She's also our security person when we're on investigations.
I stay in the car. I'm scared to go in.
Yeah, she'll go with me, but she don't like to get into if there's something really active going on. She would just stay in the car.
I'll cut out.
Yeah,
I'm
and,
not hanging around.
and
If
then
he comes out looking possessed, I'm leaving. Like, you have to leave the keys with me.
the cowbell too. If the cowbell goes off, or Paramoo, we got the cowbell device. If it goes off, she's out here.
I'm cutting out.
Yeah. So the other thing with the cowbells, it's got two cowbells, so you got to have cowbell and more cowbell. With that being said, I think it's we're just going to do it early tonight. It's time for a little more cowbell, everybody.
Could have used a little more cowbell.
Okay, this first video, I try to label all these so I know what they are, but like the thumbnails are a little tiny. But this one says it's a haunted bear. I don't know if we've ever encountered any kind of haunted bear.
A haunted bear.
Yeah. All right, you ready for this?
Okay.
Okay, this is Cammie Lee on her first live, getting to see her first video come on, and it's a haunted bear.
Grandpa, if you are in fact here, is there any way that green light, can you light up that green light right there? Holy shit.
What do you think of that?
I'm out.
If the bear does that, you're out.
Yeah.
So
That's enough for me to go.
one
I
of
don't
the-
want to see nothing.
One of the other things Cammie does is if we're at a client's home or out somewhere and one of our other members having a bad night, like I said, they're just
Yeah.
emotional. We've had cases where we got a
I'm
name,
like more of an empath.
like we'd have people's, like we got a name came up, but it just happened to be the name of the person who had passed away, like their fiance or what have you. And then you're really good at like consoling them, and because you've dealt with a lot of death in your family stuff, so you
Yeah.
can relate. So
Yeah.
she's really good at
Somehow I get kind of cling to that person, and I'm just there for them to listen, have someone to listen to.
that. If you're out,
And that's really something that always kind of helps somebody if they're emotional.
absolutely. If you're out on a investigation, or if you're just having a bad day and you need to talk to somebody about it, we're always here.
Yeah.
She's probably better at it than me. I'm more technical, and I'll probably make you laugh.
Well, I'm more of a mother hen. You know, he's more the guy. He's not really.
You ready for some aliens?
Yeah.
Okay. Some of this might get a little uh, technical, which is okay.
Okay. Okay. Put my thinking cap on.
Yeah. So some of these might get a little. I don't want you to
Technical.
get if they get too bored, just nudge me, and we'll go to something more exciting.
You would say for sure, that the government, our government, military intelligence agencies have recovered crash disks or materials or mechanisms, machinery, advanced machinery from somewhere else, and that we've handed that over to contractors to figure it out.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. Yes. I am sure.
What do you think about that?
Well, it got technical,
He's
but he's basically just telling them that you all found some stuff, and I think it's time for us to know about it. Basically,
do you think the government has? I mean, what do you feel like? Do you think they have aliens, bodies, or alive ones, or do you think they've found or interacted with alien, like technology, UFOs, crashed craft? Maybe they've recovered some. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm thinking man is a very intelligent being.
Yeah. What do you think about? You think the government's found some aliens or UFOs?
Yeah, I believe there's evidence, but I don't believe the UFOs. I think the UFOs are government made, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just my hunch
You think they made these things fly around and mess with people just
to stir up chaos and confusion.
well,
It's a profit for them.
okay, maybe.
Does that make sense?
Kinda.
Okay.
And then the other thing with the government, they've got if they have UFOs, if they've got craft, if they've got technology, that kind of thing. Do you think that humanity is ready to experience real live alien creatures from either another dimension or another planet, another world? Or do you think we're going to freak out and run and go? There's going to be total chaos. We're going to go run and hide in caves and like the end of the world. Or you think we're going to be like, we've seen enough UFO movies, we've seen enough Star Trek, Star Wars. I think we're ready. I mean, I'd be like, hopefully they're friendly. Hopefully they're friendly.
Me personally, as a society, I do not think we're ready for
You,
that.
you think they'll be freaking out?
I think they will freak out.
Well, they've already pretty much said they have bodies and crafts, and nobody's freaked out.
Yeah, but it's not in the museum for us to see.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But we've seen enough movies. To me, it would just be like the movie.
Speculation, even it will make them money.
Yeah, it could be like Independence Day come to life. Hopefully they're friendly, like E.T. with his little Reese's peanuts.
And the government just
cups.
hears a cha-ching sign
Those
every time they.
Reese's Pieces, those little, if he comes up, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping they're like that. I'm hoping they're not like, them ones want to try to, like, the insect ones want to try to eat us.
Oh God!
I think we're ready. I personally,
Really?
yeah, I'd be like, come on in,
I personally would freak out.
Well,
I would lose my cool.
Everybody would freak out at first. I think after a while we get used to them. You know, we'd be like, "Oh, come on in here, man. What do you want? You want a latte? You want a grande?" Or
I'd be that crab in the sand hiding, you know.
we would always have trust issues with them because we don't even trust our own kind.
How would you go against them?
You probably couldn't if they have the advanced technology to get here from other dimensions and other worlds.
Because they may try to harm us
Yeah.
because of the understanding
Mm-hmm.
between both worlds is completely different.
And some people think that we are like their pets, like we're like an experiment. Well, let's put these
That's just speculation.
folks over here in
isn't it?
Africa, and let's put some folks over here in Europe, and then let's just see what they do. Some of them are supposed to look like reptiles, and then we have the insect ones, and then there's
Yeah.
the Nordic ones. I want to meet the Nordic ones because they're going to be like tall, blonde-headed people from like Norway. They're going to be like the Swedish bikini team coming in and be like, "Hello, we are here to come and we're going to cook some dinner, man." Think of all the food and different animals and creatures they might have to eat.
Would you want to keep one as a pet?
No.
Or would you treat
I think
it as
they're
a
way
being?
more intelligent than us. We would be their pet. I just don't want to end up being their pet, but I do want to try their food. You ever watch Star Trek? All that cool drinks and all the different stuff they
That's
eat.
Star Trek. That's not alien food. Alien food.
But that's what
It may be just like a chemical that keeps them alive.
Well, I'm hoping it's like chicken. I'm hoping it tastes like chicken.
And they don't
lobsters.
run on gasoline.
No. Well, that's good. If we get better mileage. All right, you ready for some Mothman action?
Major power jet engines. That's what they do. Oh.
Ready for some Mothman?
Let's go for Mothman. Let's see. Category 0.18.
Here we go.
That's AI.
You think it's AI?
Yes.
So if you be out camping out in the land between lakes and you hear that scream and that thing go woof, 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 take it off, you'd be like, that's just CGI.
My tail would pucker up. I'm telling you, I'd be like, what?
She gives it a 10 out of 10 pucker rating if she sees Mothman. Okay, Russellville. Okay, so there's a house in Russellville, and I'm not sure if you can investigate or not, but I'd like to. But the story goes there was a girl or something was in a rocket chair or something. She got hit by lightning, and like in the window, and every once in a while you could see her in the window, like she's in a rocket chair. So this is just gonna be a quick snippet of that house in the window and what it looks like. So if anybody's ever driving by, you want to look in this window. So, all right, this Russellville house with the lightning girl in the window.
Okay.
All right, check it out.
I gotta
Okay,
see this again.
Cammy girl wants to see that one more time. It's Russellville, Kentucky, and I gotta find the address. I'll try to post it, but it's right there by a Shell station apparently, and it's like an arch-shaped window, and that's where you'll be looking up there on the right.
Arch.
Yeah.
That certainly keep me out of their yard.
You're not going trick or treat at that house if you
No,
see that
sir.
mannequin up there in the chair. All right. This one here, I've heard of interactions like this with spirits, but I've heard some things with aliens and kids, like the whole ET show was little boy Elliot, and he
And, I really liked that movie when I was a kid.
yeah, me too. Like I got a speaking spell.
I had a doll of ET, and it was like a pleather feel,
Yeah.
and it had like its little heart that was
Does
red.
it light up?
Yeah.
Does his finger?
No,
light
it
up?
was made of like hacky sack kind of stuff.
I was at the emergency room one time. You know how they put that thing on your finger that lights up and it like checks your pulse or whatever.
Yes.
I seen somebody. I think they were really. I think they might have been having a few drinks, but they held their finger up and they went, Elliot.
That would have been funny. I would have liked to have seen that.
It might get you to trip to the third floor if you do that. But anyway, so that whole show, the whole premise started out with him playing with the little kid. So that's kind of what we got going here.
Chilling baby monitor footage captures a terrifying nighttime encounter. At first, a baby is seen sitting calmly on a blanket in a dimly lit nursery. However, the atmosphere quickly turns into a living nightmare when a classic gray alien entity slowly emerges from the shadows. Moments later, the large-headed figure extends a long, slender arm, gently interacting with the unsuspecting infant. Surprisingly, the child remains completely calm, even reaching back out to touch the mysterious visitor as it looms over the crib. Could this be real evidence of nighttime alien visitations, or is it a sign of something much more sinister?
It's one of two things.
Shout out to John News 003 for posting that video. If it's real, I hope that that's how every interaction is. They're peaceful, they're calm. Even a little baby's not scared of it.
Okay,
you know?
now I could deal with that.
But it could be AI,
It's AI.
CGI, whatever,
It's either AI or somebody's got a hell of an imagination.
So yeah, my ideal encounter would be you get a message like, "Hey, get ready. Don't be scared, shocked. Be scared. We come in peace." And then they land out in the yard. They get out. They're like, "Hey, don't shoot. We come for coffee." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "All right," and we'll sit out and have a coffee with them. Maybe even have a smoke with them, whatever. Talk to them, chill out, and share some information, and off they go. I don't want to wake up with one standing in my room and I'm paralyzed and I can't move and they're getting ready to float my body out there so they can do the probing, you know what I'm saying? But on a good note, on a positive note, the aliens are now doing a survey on a scale from 1 to 10. How did you like your probing?
That's pretty bad.
I talked to a psychic and she said, "Well, I just wish they'd warm up the lotion and the lube first."
Oh, yeah.
Before they do the probing. Okay, this one. Oh, so we're still on the alien theme, and this one involves President Trump, and we don't know what he's been told or what he hasn't been told, but he's told them to just go ahead and declassify everything, do disclosure, and let it out. Like there's a new Steven Spielberg movie, Disclosure, where it's about the same topic. And
we need to watch that.
I think it's on the theater still. It might be on. Might be able to get it on pay-per-view. I don't know. Anyway, I think this is a scientist or somebody. Let's just roll it.
February the 6th, I was in the Oval Office with the president. Let me read to you something I told him I wanted him to say verbatim, and I described where he should say it, not where a podium existed and a lot of media existed, but I said, I want you to, for example, deliver this statement. As you are getting onto Air Force One, and you're about to go through the hatchway through the door, but you stop and talk to the media, and you might say something like, I just want you to hear something. I want to make a statement. And I would said, this is what I want you to say, Mr. President. A non-human intelligent presence has been on Earth for a very long time, using spacecraft and with performances completely beyond our capabilities and our human physics. And that's it. To say nothing else. That's it. That's all. Because what this is disclosure, and it's actually confirmation, and the two are welded together. These are wedded together, and confirmation has not been officially made by any president that I know of. And has not. They've had different kinds of contact, conversations, and so forth.
Shout out to Saucer for that video. About the, trying to think who that guy is. He reminds me of the Dos Equis guy, the most important man in the world. You know, he's in there talking to the president. Like, who is this cat? You know what I mean? Like only certain people get to talk to the president, like Bill Maher and Kid Rock. You know, Elon gets to go
Elon Musk.
and his
Yeah.
little boy. Elon brings his little boy in there on his shoulder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, I mean, if you like Elon or you don't like Elon, he brings his kid to work. You know, it's kind of cool. It's like walking around with his kid on his shoulder. I'm like, family man. You know,
Admirable,
I think it's kind of
man.
cool to
Yeah.
see somebody coming in the White House with their kid and coming to work. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Impressive.
Out of all this weird stuff that's happened this year, with all the politics and everything else, we got everything going on in Iran and all that. The one thing I thought was cool was, you know, Bill Maher got to go and meet with Trump, got him to sign all his insults.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then and then we had Elon come in with his little boy on the shoulders and stuff. I was like,
Oh, that's pretty.
it's a very
Nice.
definitely a good photo op there. You know, image, good positive image. You know, bring your kid to work day. But,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Okay, so this one we're getting a little paranormal stuff here. I'm calling this one the headless pedestrian. So this might be.
Uh-oh.
It could be a camera fluke, but weird stuff shows up on security cameras all the time. So we like to share them. So see what you think about this.
Okay.
If you keep watching on the road, you'll see a headless pedestrian. Not sure if it's a ghost, not sure what. It's just extremely crazy. So I figured I'd share it with you guys. There it goes, walking down the road. And this also isn't the only sighting. And then disappears. And the camera's still rolling.
I'm thinking Halloween costume, and it looked like he was carrying his head in his hand there, but it disappears though. That's what's weird. If he just kept on going, I'd be like Halloween costume, but he kept. That was from Scary Paranormal 2026. Shout out to them. But what do you think of that?
I think I want to see it again.
All right.
That was a pretty impressive video there.
We're gonna roll the headless pedestrian coming down the road again. Come on, here we go.
If you keep watching on the road, you'll see a headless pedestrian. Not sure if it's a ghost, not sure what. It's just extremely crazy. So I figured I'd share it with you guys. There it goes, walking down the road. And this also isn't the only sighting. And then disappears. And the camera's still rolling.
Costume.
I'm wondering if somebody wasn't running the camera; it was all set up because I got a security camera and it might move, but it don't zoom in on stuff. But I got a kind of an inexpensive one.
Yeah.
Maybe they do zoom in, but then it disappears. So it was either somebody in a costume that was all set up, or I don't know, Ichabod Crane.
The headless horseman.
Yeah, if you got knocked off the horse.
Ichabod.
What do we got?
I really liked that too when I was growing up. The Ichabod Crane, the whole story blind behind it, Sleepy Hollow.
There's a Sleepy Hollow in Louisville where supposedly it's like a scary road and cars come up behind you, like this weird car shows up, chases you. And then there's another Sleepy Hollow up in Fort Wright. I used to live off that road. It's just a really, really, really steep road. Like when you go down it, you're like you put your car in low because you're like you don't want to ride the brakes all the way down. And then when you go up it, your car's like it don't even shift out of first gear. It's like straight up.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay, this is a poltergeist activity. And you know what a poltergeist is?
I'm about to find out.
Poltergeist is kind of a German word, Geist meaning ghost, polter meaning noisy. So a poltergeist in English translation from German, I think it's German, is noisy ghost. So
Oh,
This one's gonna be doing some noise. He might be throwing stuff around. He might make some noise. So let's check it out. Here we go.
Hello? Oh my god!
nope.
Shout out to Unfiltered Paranormal on that one. So at first I thought it was a shoe stuck in the clothes dryer. It was like ka-clunk, 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 ka-clunk.
Yeah.
But then as he got closer, it was like, no, that's a door opening
Yeah.
and shutting. A door.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then he's like, hello, and it stopped. Like, what's up? And then pretty soon they come running up the steps. That's pretty wild. So yeah,
That part scared me.
sometimes people be hearing stuff and then they say something like hello and then it just stops. So yeah, that was pretty wild. That was a poltergeist.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
I
gonna
wouldn't,
jump.
I wouldn't do poltergeist. I
So
would be
nothing's
out
in order
there.
tonight. We're just gonna jump around. Okay.
Okay.
So people find tracks of like animals and and Bigfoot. They sometimes try to take a plaster impression of it. They do a casting. They mix up the plaster of Paris. They put it in the track and let it set up, and they'll get like a mold of the footprint, and then they can take it off to different doctors, scientists.
Where did we go when you got that big impression?
Crypticon.
Crypticon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lexington.
You've actually got it.
There's a man
Today.
here in Kentucky who he's like we go out looking for stuff too, but like he's like way been doing it longer. He was a tracker in the military, so he's very experienced with tracking animals, different things. Thomas Shea, and he was one of the ones that helped put on the Red River Gorge, Bigfoot Festival. But he's got quite a few castings. He's casted up around Carrollton, Kentucky, up by the river up
Yeah.
there. He has went out and he's got some footprints. He's got like almost like a hand. And the craziest thing he had a jar of Nutella. It's like that peanut butter stuff made out of what's that nut that it's made out of? Hazelnut.
Nut.
Hazelnut. You're thinking almond joy and mounds or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
No, I was thinking about the honey roasted nuts that we got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like at Bucky's and stuff. They read that rotten nuts roasted thing. No, this is a jar of Nutella, which is like a hazelnut spread. And he had the jar off, and he's always leaving stuff out there to try to interact with whatever's out there. Like they leave apples. So he had a jar of Nutella. Something stuck its hands in the Nutella, and it like left a mold of its fingers in there, and he made a mold of it like with silicone or whatever.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
So this video is going to be about some plaster cast, I believe.
I remember him telling you that.
Yeah, I've been trying to get some decent videos the last couple of weeks. We've been real busy doing stuff, investigating. We went to Goblin Con today. That was pretty cool. All the little aliens, all about the Hopkinsville. It's in the Hopkinsville area, but the original attack happened in Kelly, Kentucky. This family that they hear this
Kelly,
noise
Kentucky. I've never heard of Kelly, Kentucky.
over there by Hopkinsville. We probably drove
yeah,
by it.
that's I'm from Bowling. Well,
Bowling Green.
yeah.
We
Bowling
probably
Green.
drove by Kelly today. We came from Grand Rivers over to Hoptown and then up here. But they heard this thing out there and they go out. They even shot at it. They even called in the sheriff. They called in the local military, and it was a big deal. It made the paper and everything, all the world news. And so now they have a kind of a little like a little convention about it, the Goblin Con. It was really nice. They had
Yeah.
they had the guys that were like replica Ghostbuster proton packs. And they
Oh,
had,
there was two little kids. They were the cutest. One of the little boys had a big, huge, oversized proton pack, and, and behind him,
yeah,
and he was this little bitty
was
fella
trucker
that
man.
was little.
Yeah.
He was about 4 foot tall. He was cute.
Yeah, they had some kids dressed up because they had a costume contest, so people dressed like
Yeah.
aliens, and they had the two kids dressed like Ghostbusters. And there was some steampunk. The one lady I would say steampunk had the glasses on her head and everything. Pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, here we go. Plastic cats.
Here's some of my casts. That's a handprint, Bigfoot print that I broke, crawler print, my very first Bigfoot print. That's a big one. It's almost 22 inches. Juvenile Dogman print. Adult Dogman print.
Those are pretty wild.
Where'd they find those at?
I don't know. Not sure.
I don't want to go there. I'm just saying.
I kind of want to
No,
see.
thank
I kind of wanted to see them flipped over, so you can see the toes and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I got a print. I don't know if I can dig it out over here.
Do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah. I think we should show them.
All right. I got one print. I got from I did not find this print, but this is one that I have picked up. So, hang on one second.
Oh, it's really cool.
You can keep talking.
I was really impressed when the guy was talking about how he had found it and did the mold. It was kind of cool hearing him talk about it. It's pretty heavy.
Well,
It's a pretty good size.
Okay, so
It's solid.
here's what that guy was showing. He was showing this view, right? And I wanted him to flip it over because this is the side I wanted to see with the toes and everything. This was a print come out of Carrollton, Kentucky. I got this from Thomas Shea, and it's pretty cool. You can see all the toes and stuff. It's got the toes and everything on there. It's huge. But yeah, I wish he would have flipped it over to this side to see them. I want to see them. I want to see them toes, and I want to see about where my hand is. They call that the mid-tarsal break.
Well, he signed the back of it, but I think it's rubbed off.
Yeah, it's rubbed off a little bit. Thomas Shea, right there. This thing's getting heavy. I gotta put it down.
Oh,
Try not to break.
how heavy you think it is?
This cast,
Yeah,
man,
20 pounds at least.
I'd say probably. I don't. Man, I'm trying to think.
Let me see.
Heavier than a sack of flour.
I'll tell you. Don't let me have it all the way. I can't hold that.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah, that's too heavy.
Yeah. Anyway, that was my cast I got from Thomas Shea. He makes copies, and sometimes you'll see him at different events, and you can. They're not real expensive. I think they're pretty reasonable considering how much work. He had to go out and find that thing.
Yeah.
And then we found a footprint. I went back to cast it, and it was weird. There was like a stick stuck in the ground, and I don't know how much plaster that took, but I was walking around with like 2 gallons of water and 6 pounds of plaster, and it was getting pretty dang heavy after a while. Walking around the damn woods, and it's I had a 5-gallon bucket full, I was like, and then when I could finally get to the spot, it's almost like somebody sweeped it all clean and stuck a stick in the ground, like, nana, 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 here's the stick. And I'm like, really? I left.
Oh, I'd been upset.
Well, yeah, at that point, I left. So I'm like, whatever left footprint, come back, cover this tracks, put a stick, or somebody's messing with me. So you're kind of familiar with our SLS camera. It's like has lasers that goes out, and it makes like structured light, and then it'll make images. And then we got the LiDAR. Like my new phone has LiDAR, so it uses like little lasers, and they use it to map rooms, measure parts, and all kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, they're also using it for paranormal. And I do have some of our SLS footage from our last investigation when we get down to some of these videos. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so this is a LiDAR image. I think it's a playground, and just look kind of close. I think it's by the monkey bars. Just be watching.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Okay.
This-
waiting for you to come back around.
Shout out to Ghost Science for that. So if you see the little kid, he's looking one way, and when he comes around the other side, it's like he kind of moved the other way. Get over there.
Yeah,
All right, you ready for some alien action?
let's do it.
This lady claims to, I think she claims to have seen an alien.
I wasn't sure if I was going to share this, but I absolutely have to. I cannot keep it to myself. I don't care if people think I'm crazy. Last night, in the middle of the night, it was 3:13 a.m., I woke up to a being in my room. It was freakishly tall, freakishly thin, and it was gray with black eyes. Of course, I was immediately frozen in fear, could not move. I couldn't speak, I couldn't roll over, I couldn't do anything. I was literally paralyzed. It felt like frozen. What I immediately noticed about the being was that it was interested in looking at my crystals, which was really weird. It must have sensed that I was awake because it turned and looked directly at me. When we locked eyes, I didn't hear it speak any words, but all I heard was the word no. And then I fell back asleep, woke up in the morning, and this is absolutely true. If anybody has had any experiences like this, please let me know. I'm not crazy. Take it for what you will. I almost forgot to mention, one other really crazy detail is that I suffer from a rare eye disease called LHON, and I can barely see people. When they're standing in front of me, I can't see their faces. It's just a complete blur. But this being, I could see it clear as day. It was crazy.
Shout out to Lisa's Journey. Alien come to check out her crystals. Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah. Seemed pretty,
she was pretty serious. I don't think she barely blinked though. She
No.
was pretty serious about it.
yeah, she was, wasn't too dramatic or anything. She just kind of matter of factly, I got
Yeah.
this disease. I can't see people's faces, but I saw this dude. He told me no. Okay, this was a cool one. This is a spiritual encounter, and some people claim after they've lost a loved one that sometimes their loved one shows up just out of the blue. We've been investigating for a while. A lot of times, the stuff that I've actually seen or I've had smells, touches, and stuff, but to actually see something, I wasn't investigating at the time. Just never know what to expect.
Yeah,
Like when I see a TV program and they're like, "We got nothing," I tend to believe that group more than the ones that are like every time they go out something attacks them.
yeah,
Okay, it's not like that. I've got devices I've carried around for a couple years before they did anything. And then we got like the EVP. It was a year and a half in before we got our first EVP that you could understand what. It don't happen every time you go out. It's like fishing.
yeah. It's kind of like your device. I really like your device that you made.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
I go out. Are you going to
This-
show them one?
Yeah, I want to show you guys this.
I call them a spinner jug.
It's a spinner jug that he's made,
Paint detector, spirit detector.
and it's got some sort of a charm on the inside, if you will. It's a spinner bait for.
It's off a bass lure, basically. A spinner.
Yeah,
It's got a copper coil, goes through the crystal, brings in energy, and it's sealed. The cork seals it, and it goes down inside. So the only thing that's going to move that is an earthquake, a tornado, or something paranormal, or my friend Get Batty with Brittany up in Pennsylvania. She could move it with. She would put her hands around the bottle and she could move it. She's what you call ergokinetic. She's ergokinetic. She could manipulate copper and iron. I don't know how she does it, but she could get that thing to barely move without touching the bottle. So
yeah. It's still moving from where I set it down,
yeah, it'll keep going for a
and
while.
it'll keep going for quite some time. See, it's spinning right there. It's gold.
I put some pink, nice necklace beads on there because it's got a pink crystal. And my whole thought process is, you can take this out, whatever, and let the crystal charge up the energy, and then you could, ladies can put that necklace on and wear it around. It's positive energy, Or if you got your own favorite crystal or TikTok or whatever, I can make you one, whatever. Okay, so here, check this out.
Okay.
You want to hear something weird and creepy? I saw my mom sitting in a chair in my yard today, and she's been dead for 1.5 years. I stepped out onto my back porch to let my boys out. This was this morning in broad daylight. And there is a chair sitting outside of the trailer my mom lived in. It's facing towards her trailer. And I saw her, the back of her, sitting in that chair in this white shirt that she always wore. I knew what shirt it was because she always wore that shirt. And I turned my head because I was like, I did not just see what I just saw. And so I turned my head and then I looked back again and I saw her just for an instant. And I turned my head again because I was like, I turned back and she was gone. So I immediately texted my daughter and sent her a picture of the chair and a picture of my mom in the shirt that I was talking about. And you know how you get text on your phone of pictures and you don't have to like open the text, you just see the picture that's come in? She sent me a text back and she said, before I even opened the picture, I saw what you saw. And I said, wait, what? And she called me and she's like, you know how you can see the picture on your phone before you open the text? She said, I said to myself, why is Mama sending me a picture of the back of Nanny sitting in a chair? And we were both like, what the heck? And like, I should not be scared of my mother, but you know what? I kind of am. That was really creepy, Mom.
Shout out to Chaos and Sparkle for that video.
Yeah.
I thought that
was interesting.
You seem very legit, like.
And a matter of fact.
Yeah, like she wasn't trying to make, wasn't trying to be over dramatic or embellish or anything. So,
No.
Well, this one, I think this is some cryptid activity. This guy and his dogs hear some stuff going on. It's pretty crazy. Let's see what this is all about here. I don't know if I seen somebody out in the yard like that, I'd be like, I just see that.
While camping in a secluded shelter deep in the Michigan woods, a man settles in for the night with his 2 dogs, Miley and Lola. The stillness is abruptly shattered by eerie, echoing howls, long, powerful calls unlike any coyote or wolf he has ever encountered. His dogs stiffen, fixated on the dark forest.
That sounds like a skinwalker, Wendigo. That thing's getting closer to listen. What is that? It's creepy shit. What's going on, Miley? Lola? To go out there and find out what it is?
Some of the sounds are low, guttural moans, while others resemble a mix of whoops, screams, and loud knocks on nearby trees, patterns often reported in Bigfoot encounters. Experts suggest such vocalizations could serve as territorial warnings, communication between individuals, or even attempts to intimidate intruders. Unsure if the noises are coming from a Bigfoot, dogman, or some other unknown creature, the man can do nothing but listen as the mysterious presence moves around the camp, drawing closer with every unsettling sound.
I didn't really hear much. Thanks to Minky2243 for putting that out.
Yeah.
I just heard him and his dog going, "Hey, what is that?"
Yeah.
But I couldn't hear what he was hearing. I think they should have maybe made that part a little louder. Okay. Okay, so I still call them UFOs, unidentified flying object, but now everybody's calling them UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. Aerial means it's up in the air, and I'm like, man, why can't we just keep calling UFOs? I don't know why. But anyway, I think this one.
They're UFOs.
This was.
I'll call it an UFO.
This was an UFO that looked like an egg.
All right, let's talk about the egg. And no, not the breakfast kind. The newly released egg UAP video that has the internet divided right now. On one side, you've got skeptics who say it's utter garbage, trash, CGI hoax. On the other side, you have people who are truly fascinated by it and say it could be one of the best UAP videos to date. And here's the kicker. It's not just some random viral clip. This has been vetted. It's actually backed by Nuclear Commander and several Tier 1 operators. These aren't the type of people who will just back anything. They know their way around secret military tech, and they know their credibility is on the line. But here's the big question. What if it is real? So let's take a second and zoom out, and let's really think about this. If what we're looking at is an actual NHI craft, this is monumental. It's a shift in the paradigm. It's proof that we're not alone, and these visitors, whoever they are and wherever they're from, are so much more highly advanced than we ever realized. So, are you team skeptic? It's utter nonsense garbage, or are you team egg? It's real. Let me know what you think. And by the way, it's good to see you again.
Well, it would have been nice if he showed what it was a little better. Raymond Walsh David. Appreciate your video there, but talking about it. If I see something like an egg in the sky, I would definitely know that is not an airplane.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're jumping back into the paranormal. This is a. This one's about a child spirit, but I can't read the rest of it, so we're just gonna roll it. Oh, in a hospital. Oh, this is cool. So, remember we were at Joppa Church? We got like the image of a little child's face in the pews.
Yes.
This goes one step further than that. Check this
Oh,
out.
no.
This was pretty cool.
So hospitals freak me out. I could never work in a hospital. This video was taken in a hospital chapel. It's security footage of the chapel. Now just watch. A little boy comes into frame. He comes around. He goes to the very back of the chapel and just disappears. Okay? Now a few minutes later, a security guard comes, checks the chapel. There's nobody there, no child in there, and the only exit is the front of the chapel. Now, the staff of this hospital fully believes that this is a ghost of a little boy who had just passed away, just a few days before this video was taken. And if you watch closely, like I said, the little boy gets to the back of the chapel and just disappears. The security guard obviously didn't find a kid anywhere, didn't see a kid on any of the other cameras, but the whole staff was saying that there was a little boy who had passed away, and his family would take him to the chapel every day to pray, and they believe his spirit is still there. For all y'all that have worked in hospitals out there, have you seen stuff like this before? And what do you guys think? Do you think that this is a ghost, or just a very strange camera glitch? Let me know your thoughts on this one.
I think it's a memory.
A memory?
Memory of a child.
I can't hear you.
It's a memory of a child.
Could be and shout out to that TikTok page. It's called Whoa, That's Strange. She was a little strange with those bunny ears and everything going on there, but I kind of like her get up. You know, she's getting into character.
Yeah.
I like when people get into character. I dig it. What else we got? We got some more stuff going on here. So the Pine Barrens is an area in New Jersey. That's where they see the Jersey Devil, which is it looks kind of like a giant bat, and sometimes they think it like an owl, and then they draw pictures of it. It's got like a dog head, like a dog's face head, and then it flies around.
Really?
Yeah, there's this story where the lady had like 12 kids, and she didn't want any more, so like 13th kid, she said she just damned it or whatever, and then it became this creature. That's the story. Anyway, they do have a giant, like a bat creature that sits about this tall, and it's got like a dog head on it.
Oh,
I think
no.
I think it's one of them things, like a horse head, like a horse dog looking head. I think it's one of them things escaped from the zoo or something like that. is what I think
Oh
it is.
my gosh.
Yeah.
For Area 51.
But this is a little different. The same area, the Pine Barrens. A lot of weird stuff happens in the Pine Barrens. Kind of like Lamb Twin Lakes, weird stuff happened there. Same way the Pine Barrens. They got the Jersey Devil, and then now they're having some Squatch sightings there. I know I'm going to get this wrong, but shout out to Philip Gia Canton. for that video on TikTok. It looked to me like a drone video, and like it could have been a dude in a suit, a hairy suit standing behind a tree, but it could have been legit.
Could have.
We're gonna stick with the Squatch theme here. This is some Squatch hunters here having some activity going on here.
I came across this video of these two guys that go out to do some cryptid research, and they hear something as they're driving down this dirt road through the woods. It's kind of weird, but it also could just be them setting this up with a speaker out in the woods. But watch the video and then tell me in the comments what you think this could be, okay?
Ben, do you hear that? Hold on, let me... That's fucking music. Guys. What is going on? Bro, I don't see any lights or anything. I don't know. No, I mean, there should be people if there's music. You would think so, right?
If that's real, that's creepy.
Hello? Listen, Chad. Has anything's happened so far with like the bridge and everything? Maybe someone was trying to like lure us out there.
Oh, hell no. What do you guys think? Let's talk about it.
Maybe we should just get out of here.
Let's talk about it. No. I would.
Thanks for that Midnight Monster Files, but I'm thinking completely staged.
Mm-hmm.
They're even playing that, battle of going down to Louisiana to the Gulf of Mexico. That song, they had the beams and they had the guns and everything. Yeah, that song. Nah, completely staged.
And then where that chef that you watch, the cowboy, what's his name?
Kent Rollins.
Kent Rollins, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to eat his food one time.
I'd like to go out and hang out with him and have a cookout. And then we take him out. We go do some investigating, take him out. A real active,
and have him cook for us out there.
And a real active location out.
Yes,
I want to get a hold of him
cool.
and see if he's had any kind of paranormal stuff, because he's had all kind of stuff. What happened with animals, horses. Yeah, I bet he slept out in the dang tent, out in the prairie, way out there a lot. So if anybody would have a Bigfoot encounter, I would think he would be, somebody to encounter something cryptid or, UFOs out there or something. Because you go out west, man, the sky is super clear, crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this is. I just had to label this one immunity. Something's immune to something. Here we go.
It's only a few seconds, though. Watch
This
closely.
should be the biggest story in the world right now. The White House put the government's actual UFO files on a public website, and you're barely hearing about it. This week, Congress started writing legal immunity for people who say they handled crashed craft and non-human biologics. You don't write immunity for things that don't exist. Apollo 17 astronauts reported the same thing in 1972. The site's been opened 1.7 billion times. Nobody's saying it's fake. They're arguing what it means. So why isn't this everywhere? Make aliens great again.
So, yeah, shout out to make aliens great again. So they're trying to give them congressional immunity so they can't persecute them, put them in jail for coming forth and talking about UFOs and aliens and stuff. So that's kind of good to give those guys protection. I think this lady runs some kind of tours, GT tour, and I think they ran into some kind of crawlers. Like these creatures, they call them crawlers. They get on the ground, be crawling around like a person on the ground.
There's all kinds of stuff out there that we have never seen.
Yeah, I don't want to.
No.
I think that's what this is about.
My name's Michelle Smith, and I believe that there are two places that are under a land curse, or at least under the same principality. These two places are Texas and Kentucky. And I got a message from a lady that lives in Kentucky. We're just going to call her Jay. She says that she experienced going to Mammoth Cave on a field trip when she was in the GT program. This is GATE, GT, TAG, whatever, gifted and talented, that kind of program. She and her dad did the 4-mile trip, and it's a guided tour. They have very strict rules. You're like on a rope And they actually even measure you to keep you from, or because you go into different nooks and crannies, they want to make sure you'll fit. They've closed this tour down as far as she knows because I believe some people went missing from the tour when they got lost. They gave everybody a flashlight in the crew and they started going on the tour. Jay said she saw something that she still dreams about to this day. She said that they all heard what sounded like small falling rocks to the left. So they all turned their flashlights towards the left and over the rail when they saw eye shine, like you would see from a wild animal. There were two somethings climbing the wall. She said they were gray, hairless, and skinny, but also very muscular, like somebody that was in a triathlon, is how she described their bodies. They had very large heads and very small, thin mouths, and they looked at the flashlights, and then they scrambled away out of the light and around a little crevice on the side of the cave. I don't know if it was just her and her dad that saw this, or if other people saw this on the tour. I'm not sure, but they continued on with the tour. And she said it felt like the whole time that they were on the tour that they were being watched. She said, and then it changed to more of a threatening or like being stalked is what it felt like. She said ever since then, she has had dreams of these creatures, whatever they were. And that now 2 out of 3 of her daughters have dreams about similar entities. She's woken up with bruises like finger marks on her biceps and thighs, like she's been held down, and bruises on her lower abdomen around her reproductive system. She said that one of her daughters woke up not too long ago after having a nightmare about one of these things, and she had 2 nickel-sized bruises on her lower abdomen as well. She doesn't know what these things are. She's not seen them again, but she's had experiences her whole life, and now she's just concerned because now her children are having these things as well, and she doesn't know what they are. So if you've experienced something like this as well, and you want to tell me your story, or if you have an answer to her, please put it in the comments, or you can message me privately.
Shout out Legends of the Hooch. It's her TikTok channel. I don't think those were creatures. I think it almost sounds like something nefarious, like something evil. And like people talk about having generational curses. Like she's seeing these things, and now her kids are seeing it, they're getting touched and bruised. That almost sounds
like something's been carried with her, and now it's going after the children.
And it doesn't sound to me like a creature or a human spirit. It sounds to me like something far more like
sinister.
Something evil. So if you need help with that, shout out to us there, and we can put you in touch with the right folks and get you some help with if you have dealing with a situation like that. If something's touching you and you're waking up with bruises, there's nobody in the room and your room's locked, you wake up, pretty messed up. Okay. I've heard of things being built on top of like graveyards or burial grounds, that kind of thing, and it never ends up well. And we've even seen where they've taken graveyards, just bulldozed all the tombstones and ground them up, used for ag life. We've seen that kind of situation. It's really sad when that happens. So this one's very similar. Sometimes when they build lakes, they have to move all the cemeteries, move the town, and move people and that kind of stuff. But sometimes people don't like messing with their final resting place, and then there's activity.
Yeah.
So
then it's time to go.
Yeah, I kind of want to know where this is. Like, I don't know if I want to go eat here or not. It's a restaurant built over where a cemetery used to be.
Why would someone do that?
I don't know, but here we go.
Would you eat at the steakhouse if you knew it was built on a cemetery? That's the disturbing fact. The land was once Buena Vista Cemetery, and it housed about 50 graves of some of the early settlers in the area. We're talking about 1888. Over time, the cemetery became neglected, and the woman that owned the property ended up selling it for commercial development. So in order to build the steakhouse, they needed to relocate the grave sites. And it's just so disrespectful. I read that they took a lot of the gravestones and actually piled them up and used them as backfill on the off-ramp when they were building the 5 freeway. One of the strange discoveries that has become part of the legend is that they were digging and came across a woman in a glass coffin, and she had red hair. She wore a black dress with a white lace collar, and she showed no signs of any decomposure. It's as if she was preserved, and that kind of freaked everybody out. They felt like she deserved just a little more respect than some of the other graves, and they ended up relocating her body behind the restaurant. The area is really rich in minerals and clay, and they think that that might be one of the reasons why some of the bodies were so well preserved. The inside of this restaurant definitely left me feeling a bit uneasy. I don't know if it was just because it was very dark and had very outdated decor, but apparently people have seen the woman with the red hair in black coming down these stairs. They've also reported an apparition of a cowboy over by the bar in the corner. I was in the area and went for lunch. Food wasn't bad. It was okay. There's a plaque in front of the restaurant honoring the people that were buried here and are still buried here. So tell me, are you going to eat here?
What do you think? Go there for lunch? Go for dinner? Get steak?
Look, I'd have to be very intoxicated to go. Be out of my mind.
I mean, if you didn't know, you would just think, "Oh, this steakhouse seems a little weird." But if you knew that, you still want to go sit there and eat. Know they move people's bodies. I mean, like, you know, I've been out in the lake fishing and ate a sandwich. You know, where there probably was a cemetery before they moved it. Nah, it was okay, but you know, like, we've been to the cemeteries where they moved the graves to. You know, but
I think it brings bad juju
there's some
to
lake,
exhume a tomb.
yeah, because there's some lakes like was it Lake Lanier? They're having all kind of like a lot of people had mysterious drownings and stuff there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay, so we got all kind of alien story. Here's another aliens. These are the Amazonian aliens down in South America. Come on. Thanks to Philip Giacomin for that. I'm calling it complete CGI. If you look at the boat motor, it's inside the boat and it's back. What? Okay, this here's a Bigfoot. It looks like its face. Check this out. What'd you think? I look pretty real, didn't it?
Yeah.
Look pretty legit. Bigfoot face. Got here. We've got. We've got all these. We got a few more to go through. Think you're gonna make it?
Yeah.
All right, all right. Plus, we got our own videos here. I think I saved those for the end.
Okay.
This is a Chinese Sasquatch. Come on, even China's getting in on the Bigfoots. This was Philip man. I don't know. This is China, Lawang province. Thing was big.
Never even heard of that place. I know.
No, and I didn't know Chinese have fences that look like pallets, and then like I've never been there, so I don't know. That thing dog looked like a wolf kind of. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe made up. Okay, so this one I'm calling this a skunk ape encounter. So all around the United States, each region of the country has different type of Bigfoots that they find based on the territory and the environment they live in. So like out west, Pacific Northwest, California, Oregon, up in Alaska, Washington State, they have Bigfoot. And the Indians call them, the native Sasquatch. Well, and you get up in Ohio, we got the Grass Man. And over in Illinois, you got Big Muddy Monster. And down in Louisiana, they got the Rougarou. Over in Florida, they call him the skunk ape because the way he smells.
It smells like a skunk.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Here's the skunk ape.
If you've ever been deep in a Florida swamp after dark, then you already know that the story I'm about to tell you is completely possible. My old coworker swore that this happened to his uncle, and after reading it, I'm not sure that I would ever step foot alone in those woods again. He told me that this happened near Tate's Hell State Forest after checking hog traps before sunrise. And if you know anything about Tate's Hell, or even if you don't, I made a video about Tate's Hell and all the lore. You should probably watch that one before. He parked his truck where the dirt road ended and had taken this same trail that he had been walking for years. He knew it like the back of his hand. He said almost immediately when he got out, he noticed that the woods were unusually quiet. Like he couldn't hear any frogs, any insects, anything, just his boots in the mud. And about 20 minutes in on the trail, he noticed fresh footprints, bare feet. And he said that wasn't strange by itself because people do walk that trail from time to time. But what bothered him was that the footprints were completely clean. He said there was no mud packed into the toes and there was no water pooling where the prints were. Just very fresh, crisp impressions in ankle-deep swamp water. And he followed them for about 50 more yards until they suddenly just stopped. Not turned, not faded, just stopped. Like whoever had made them just completely disappeared. He laughed it off until he heard his truck door slam. He looked back through the cypress trees. His truck was nearly a half a mile away, and no one should have known that he was even there. He hurried back and on the way convincing himself that it was just the wind, but when he reached his truck, both doors were still closed and locked. There was nothing missing and nothing disturbed. But across the tailgate, someone had dragged 5 muddy fingers down the center. He said the mud was still dripping. He got in his truck and headed back, and he didn't stop until he reached the highway. Later that afternoon, while he was washing off his truck, he noticed something that he didn't notice before. There wasn't just one handprint, there were 2. He said one was about shoulder height, the other was on the inside of the tailgate. He said it was like someone was holding on while he was driving. He sold that truck 6 weeks later, not because of the handprints. He said every single morning after this, he would find fresh mud on the inside of the tailgate. To this day, he still refuses to say what he thinks climbed out of that water. He is convinced that the moment you give this a name, that it already knows where to find you. They say that Tate's Hell has a way of following people home, and that if the swamp leaves something on you, make sure not to take it with you. As always, we believe in Jesus around here, and we claim no negative energy from any of the spooky, scary stories that I tell. Love you, bye.
Dana
Love you, bye.
That was Dana _ KT79 sharing that. I don't know. What do you think about that Tate's Hell, Florida Skunk Gate activity there?
I think it was.
When we've had
Somebody's
people
good
tell us they've had
imagination.
stuff follow them home, different active locations, whatnot. We always tell it's kind of seems silly. You're talking to something you can't see, invisible. You're like, look, you can't come with us. You're not welcome to come with us.
Yeah.
But we do that just because people told me they've had stuff happen. I'm like, okay.
Or they've had people, or a spirit follow them home.
Yeah.
We had somebody today telling us we went to a Crypticon or GoblinCon, and they were telling us, bits and pieces about what they do, and we were talking about what we do.
They had a man with a hat. He saw it, and then his daughter seen it the next morning. Like a guy with it looked like the Undertaker,
Yeah, with
the
the
wrestler, the
trench
Undertaker
coat.
with his hat. And they say he saw it, and he was like, "Uh oh!" And he saw it 10 feet away, and then the next morning his daughter seen it. And he told me, "Don't tell me what it looks like." He said, "You draw it." So she drew it out and everything, and then he told her what he saw, and she flipped it over, and it was almost identical. Had the hat, the trench coat, and everything. Yeah. Okay, so a lot of people have different stories, like end of life type things going on, like nursing homes, hospice, different situations. Nurses,
Yeah.
said people they see like their family coming and that kind of thing. So that's what this here story's about.
Okay, yes, it's true. There are about 4 different phenomena that can happen at the end of life. As medical professionals, we don't know what's causing these things, but we do know that they happen often enough that we have to really educate families about them, because the families start seeing these things and they're kind of like, well, what the heck's going on? The most common one we see is something called visioning. It's the one I get the most shit for, because people think I'm trying to make this up, so people believe that there's an afterlife. Literally, that is not what I'm doing. I'm just educating about something that really does happen all of the time at the end of life. It happens so often that we educate our families so they don't think their loved ones are going crazy, and to let them know that this usually starts happening a few weeks before someone dies. Second one I see a lot is something called terminal lucidity, or the rally, which is like a burst of energy that can happen before someone dies. This happens in about 30% of all of our patients. What's distinct with the rally is that it happens for a very short time. So someone's very sick, burst of energy, only for a couple days at most, and then they die. So if someone is doing well for more than a few days, it's likely not the rally. Again, we don't know why this is happening, but it happens in about 1/3 of all of our patients. The last 2 to me are general, and I see them all the time, which is the death reach, where someone is like reaching up like they're seeing someone and grabbing someone or hugging someone. And then the death stare, where someone, this is not when just their eyes are open because people's eyes are open at the end of life. This is when someone is still lucid enough, and they're just staring off into the corner or some part of the room. Sometimes they're smiling when they're doing it. Sometimes they're talking to someone while they're doing it, and they will just not get out of that stare. Kind of like when an animal does that, dogs and cats will do that sometimes. People at the end of life will also do that. They sometimes can tell you what they're staring at, and they sometimes can't. Again, as long as they are okay with this and they're comfortable, we don't do anything about this. All we do is educate that this is very normal. And again, like I said, we don't know why they're doing it. I have a feeling whoever's watching this probably has experienced something like this, so let me know in the comments your experiences. And if your loved one has died or is dying and has not experienced any of these things,
Shout out to the Newman 8. What do you think about that, Cammy girl? You've had a little bit of experience with that.
Yeah, I have. The death stare is a real thing. I've witnessed it myself. I had a patient that lasted. I was a caregiver for an elderly woman who was part of the Eastern Star, and she was the mother of a traveling nurse that met me and wanted me to watch her mom
Mm-hmm.
when they brought her home from hospice. And so I agreed to watch her, and she lasted 10 days. 10 days she lasted. And she had a really good energetic day the day before she passed.
Mm-hmm.
And then
It
the
was that
next
energy
day,
they're talking about, maybe.
it was the energy that went up. And then she, overnight, by the snap of a finger, she had just kind of diminished.
Hmm.
And her breath started getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
I moved it with the table. You
Well,
saw
you
one of my
spinner
devices
ghost.
move. It was. I got a. This one did. This was like a copper one. This is inside. She saw this thing moving, and she thought it was doing it on its own, but it was me. I bumped the table. I got all kind of devices on me trying to test out supernatural, paranormal devices. Come on.
Yeah, they freak me out.
I want to use the same devices if we get around areas like for Bigfoot or Dogman. They say like they're like energy. They think they go into like they're interdimensional. Well, I'm thinking something interdimensional might stir up some energy, might make your compass go funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, but I was telling you that
I'm sorry.
the death stare is real. The day the day before she had passed, she was staring almost in the corner of the ceiling,
Oh wow.
and it was straight up. And I'm a friend of mine's grandfather uh, from Bee Springs.
Mm-hmm.
I witnessed his death. I walked in and he was gone.
He
And
was already gone.
The daughter and the mother, yeah, he was already gone. And the daughter and the mother, neither one of them knew what was going on. I had to break the news to them. So
that's rough.
I was like, I think you need to go in there and look at your dad. And so she went in there and looked at her dad, and they fell apart, you know. But he did the death stare when he was in bed when we would go to help change him because the mother was taking care of him for so long, you know.
So what do you? So okay. So you walk in, you find the elderly gentleman has passed, and then
Yes.
you go get the family like, hey, you might want to come have your last moment, your goodbyes, whatever. He's got the death stare. You think he's pretty well on his way or gone. Then what? Then do you call? Who do you call then? Do you call the coroner? Do you call the ambulance? Do you call the police? Who do you?
You call the coroner.
Coroner.
Yeah.
Then they come out and do their.
You can call an ambulance and they'll call the coroner to come out after
Meet
he's been
him.
pronounced dead. But people usually call 911 and they'll dispatch who needs to come. And usually they'll have EMS come first. It's usually
Well,
the
we had
first
that.
response.
I don't want to say where, but we knew somebody that they had mowed their grass in about a month, and kitchen light stayed on. We're not going to say where this is because we don't want to freak some people out that are living there. But
No, we don't wanna do
anyway,
that.
he had passed in his garage, and anyway, we went and got the sheriff. He did a welfare check because we knew this gentleman he would mow his grass like every week. Never missed a beat. So the dog come to see us. Anyway, long story short, he had passed away in his garage. So we're just gonna leave it at that. But when we called the ambulance came out, the sheriff came out. They called the ambulance and the coroner. They pronounced him, and then that was it. So I don't want to go into too much detail about that one. because I think there's some little kids live there now. As far as we know, it's nothing active. It's quiet.
I think he went over to the other side and peacefully he passed. I don't think it was a per se peaceful passing, but I would say that he passed over.
Yeah.
From
they said
my
he-
experience of being there and physically, being there and
It was
seeing.
pretty calm. Yeah, they said he went instantly though. It was like a heart attack.
Well,
that was
I don't
it.
know if it was eagle or
It looked like
what
a
it
black
was.
hawk to me because
A hawk,
I saw the hawk
whatever.
when we went by that dude's house. We saw this hawk come flying by. I'm like, well, that's weird looking. Because I've seen chicken hawks, I've seen red tail hawks. This was a hawk, but it was black. Is that a buzzard? No, it wasn't a buzzard.
And it soared.
Yeah, like after
It
after
was
they-
soaring in the sky
after they-
above the house that the man had passed in.
After they took the corner left, he's pulling out of the driveway. That same bird come by, it's like cruising by, and I was like, okay. And we never saw that bird again ever. So
And so it gave us that comfort that he had passed on.
and
he was fine.
Yeah, it was kind of spiritual kind of moment, you believe in that kind of thing. But it was, we were just glad that we got the sheriff out there. They found him and his family, got some closure, and they, So anyway, you want me to? I got some of my videos mixed in. You want to jump around with some of our videos too, or just do all ours at the end, or what do you think, there, Cammy girl?
It's up to you. I don't care. We can put some of our videos.
Okay. Well, I think we should do all ours at once because it's gonna.
Okay.
So I'll do all ours at once, and then we'll go back to some of the other ones.
Okay.
All right. So we were up by E-Town in a cemetery. It's very popular, well known, active cemetery, and we've never had anything super crazy go on there. But we like to go up and check out the place. It's kind of sad. There's a lot of vandalism there, and people don't respect cemeteries. We like to go to them because it's usually pretty quiet, pretty calm. We can test our equipment. It doesn't cost anything. And sometimes we get some activity, which I don't know that it's the people who are buried there. I think it may be people just coming to visit. Then they're still coming there, So we're not sure. But anyway, so I got one of these SLS cameras. It's a structured light system. It sends out the lasers, and it's got a software that's looking for like an image of a person, like a shaped person. So I also have it on a tablet, and the power button's on the top. So a lot of times I'm holding it from the bottom, and every once in a while something shuts off my tablet. I've also had one encounter. I was in an old hospital, and I was down like in a basement. It was kind of foggy out that night. But anyway, it was really, really, really dark. Like you couldn't hardly see your hand in front of your face. And I have it on a tripod that night. I'm holding it from the bottom. And you ever know how you get on your screen on your phone and you swipe it, and the little windows go by. You know what I'm saying? Something was swiping my screens. I wasn't touching. So I think this is this night something was messing with my tablet.
It's got half a battery and it won't stay on.
Well, that is awesome too.
You gonna let me keep my tablet on, my little machine on, so I can see you again? Are you shy, or you like playing games? You like playing with us? All right, I'm gonna see if I can see you again. Come on. We don't mean you any harm. We're friends. We're not here to tear nothing up. I don't know, Cindy. It won't stay on. But it's got plenty of.
So I had plenty of battery power. It just wouldn't stay on, like something had shut it off. That happens sometimes. Then sometimes stuff does drain your batteries. Okay, here's another one. This is where we were actually seeing some kind of stick figure. It gets interesting here.
Yes. He's coming to check it out. What are you doing, buddy?
Oh, he looks close to us.
What are you doing, buddy? Well, hi.
Can you reach out and touch my arm?
He's trying, look.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether to back up or what. Whoa.
Oh.
I felt like a mosquito just got my left leg, but up through my shorts. See, now he's purple. Look, he's back.
Was that you?
Are you Mildred? Are you Ellen? Are you one of the Casey family? If you're one of the Caseys, could you like hold your arm up or wave or something again? That was really awesome. We appreciate you. Let's see if I can see the other stone. Where's the other stone? Oh, there's the other. Oh,
there's another one.
And he's red. Look, 2 different colors. Look how he's looking with his head over there.
Yeah.
You guys know each other? Are you brothers, sisters, twins? Mommy and Daddy, can you guys shake hands? Can you guys touch?
Oh, are you both gonna dance? That
Killed
is
it.
So cool.
Killed my tablet.
Oh man.
Wait a minute. Sometimes they just shut it off.
When it gets real active, sometimes my tablet will get shut off. But I don't know what it's picking up. But the color is like the colors are different depths. So depending on how far away it is, it'll show a color. That's like shows you like 10 feet, then 12 feet, 15 feet.
Yeah.
And I've had the same one show up with different colors, which means something was closer or farther away. And I'm not moving. I'm in the same spot. I've had it on a tripod do that. And I'm like, okay. Some people say, oh, it's just a glitch, whatever. I don't know if it is or not. It's just another tool that we use. It's interesting. But when stuff's moving around, jumping around, putting its arm out, I'm not moving. I don't know what it is. I think I have. Yeah, I've got 2 more of our videos, 3 more of our videos. They're pretty short clips.
Phil Bailey reporting here from Casey Cemetery, a.k.a. Hell's Gate. I'm out here with Jeff, and we got Jamie. We got Slate back here, and we got Cindy Luhu, and we got Cammy Girl. So, Cammy Girl, what do you think about this out here on this nice Saturday night in July? What do you think?
I think it's creepy.
Okay, have you seen or heard anything or experienced anything paranormal this evening?
Yes, I have.
What did you experience?
Something brushed up against my head.
Ooh, awesome.
I heard the whistle.
And it ended up being the whistle ended up being Cammy's windshield wipers on her car.
Well, I had to bring that up.
Debunked. So we got some cat balls been going off. We got a little SLS action. The spinner jug has not done anything tonight. We got a SB11 spirit box going on right here, dual channel. Is there anything you want to say to the folks back home? We got FM and AM, 250 hertz. I think it's hertz. One's going forward, one's going backwards. We got a transitional rim pipe. We got a K2 meter. We got recorders. Cat balls. We got the spinner jug over there. We got 3 IR cameras. Our tablet started dying on our SLS, so we went to recharge it, but we did get some stick figures. Got anything you want to say to Jeff? Any messages for Jeff? How about Jamie? Any messages for Slater? Any messages for Cindy Lou Who? Any messages for Cammy Brumley, Cammy Girl? Anything for me, Phil Billy? It said something. What did it say? What did it say? Can you say something else?
Sound like it said, yeah. Okay, I got one more Casey. See what we got going on here.
Who fell? Who fell? I get this stupid light. I put my hand over this stupid light. Now it's got a stupid red light. I'm trying to record. I had a stick man here. I'm out here in the cemetery, by God. Right here, here's the tombstone and stuff. Oh, there he is. The stupid light on this camera would be off. Siri, can you turn off my light on the camera? Hey Siri, turn off my light, please. I put my finger over it. Freaking annoying. I know it's got a red, stupid ass red light over it now. Hey buddy, can you jump around or something? Can't tell if that's picking. I'm gonna move around and see if it's picking up something on it. If it's picking up tombstone or what. He looked like he running in place. Bruh. Let's see if I can show you what it's shining. There's a tombstone right there it's picking up on. Hey, can you wave high or can you jump up or are you just laying there? Is that all you gonna do is lay there? I'm shining it with this camera. I ain't getting nothing on this camera. But he's showing up on here. I don't know if there's anything really there or not. The one earlier was doing weird. I don't know. I'm going to move on. I'm thinking possible false positive.
So the Toshiba tablet doesn't have enough gig or RAM or whatever to run the screen recorder software. So I was always crashing on me all the time. So I took the screen recorder software off and I just tried to record it with another camera. And for some reason, the light come on. I couldn't get it to stop. Wouldn't shut off. Then you got glare, and I just need to probably put it on a bigger tablet.
Yeah.
And be done. Yeah. Anyway, technical difficulties. Let's
Just
see
an
here.
upgrade.
Yeah. We've got a couple more videos. This is Pigeon Forge Mystery.
Up on the mountain in Pigeon Forge, supposedly this was shot by people visiting, and there was these really strange lights appearing on the horizon. And as these lights were appearing on the horizon, people even suggested, is that a Ferris wheel? It's definitely not a Ferris wheel.
It looks like a Ferris wheel.
I know it's fireworks.
That's crazy.
Is it fireworks? Yeah.
It has to be because it keeps disappearing. Yeah, oh my God, that's cool.
How much water you live out or something?
That's cool though. Like, goodness. Okay, I ain't never seen nothing like that
That's in
before.
Dollywood, I think.
I don't think Dollywood's that far away from here,
Dollywood's
Tony.
in here.
Yeah, it's not that far away. That's creepy looking.
It is. That's where Pulaski.
Tony, I'm videoing this first.
Tonight, the people playing the Pulaski Tours play tonight.
Okay, Tony. I thought I was really losing my mind.
I ain't never seen it like that.
Never. Why is it blurry? Tony, what? I'm trying to video. Now it looks like aliens.
What is that? You see anything now?
No, not the moment.
It's Pigeon Forge, right? And so could there be a light show? Or honestly, probably a portal. Probably portal opened up on the mountain, you know, and we just witnessed a portal and we're all going to say it's AI or fake, right? Just looking at the video, it looks to me like some kind of light show. I mean, there was, I think it was in Hawaii, there was this whole drone light show that people were like, what is this? And it was drones, right? And so easily, even those lights afterwards could be drones that were popping up. But it is, I find it interesting. And some of the mysteries that we know happen up on the mountain. And you always wonder, like I do, I want to put words in everybody else's mouth, but I wonder, when people go missing up on the mountain, there's this missing 411 stuff, and it seems like they just disappear. What does that look like? Like the idea, we have the idea of somebody that just goes missing. They're gone, and that's what we talk about. They're gone. They went. But what did that look like at the moment they left? Was it a flash and they were gone? Was there a slow dematerialization? And I'm talking strictly disappearing into another realm right here. Okay, welcome to the weird. Maybe Bigfoot took them. What does that look like, right? But like, if they're transitioning into another state of existence, what does that look like? Is there a manifestation that happens when this mysterious stuff takes place? And would it look like that?
Shout out to the confession. What do you think? Drone light show?
Yeah.
It is Gatlinburg. There's all kind of lights down there.
I think somebody had, you know, during Christmas time, people have those lights. I think one of those lights were messed up that you shine up against your
The
house.
laser lights.
I think it was a defective laser light.
Could be.
That's
bouncing
my
off,
guess.
bouncing off something. It was kind of round looking though. I don't know. It could be like projecting something up there.
Maybe.
This one, the veil is thin.
Welcome back to The Unexplained, where every now and then the veil feels a little thin, and sometimes the mystery is recorded. October 21st, 1978, 20-year-old Frederick Valentich climbed into a small Cessna for what should have been an ordinary flight. He was flying alone across Bass Strait between mainland Australia and King Island. It was a route he'd flown before. The weather was good. Nothing seemed unusual. Until about halfway through the flight, Frederick radioed Melbourne Air Traffic Control, and he asked a simple question. Is there any known traffic below 5,000 feet? The controller answered, no known traffic. A few moments later, Frederick radioed again. I seem to have a large aircraft below 5,000. Air Traffic Control asked him to describe it. He hesitated. He couldn't identify it, only that it had 4 bright lights, and it appeared to be moving far differently than a normal airplane. Then he said something even stranger. It seems to be playing some sort of game. He reported the object passing over him, circling him, and then disappearing, only to suddenly return. The controller checked the radar again. There were still no other aircraft in the area. Frederick's voice began to change, slightly panicked and just confused. He described the object as metallic, with a strange green light. Then his engine began running rough. For decades, people have debated what happened next. Some believe he became disoriented over open water. Others believe a mechanical failure caused him to crash. And others believe he encountered something that simply doesn't fit our understanding. Search crews spent days looking for Frederick. They never found him. No airplane, no pilot, no definitive explanation. His disappearance remains officially unsolved. But what continues to haunt people isn't the mystery itself. It's the fact that his final moments were captured live. And just before the transmission ended, Frederick said something that has echoed through aviation history for nearly 50 years. I'm going to play the actual recording. Listen carefully.
Shout out to the Unexplained too. I think the aliens got his ass. I think they took Fred with them somewhere. Or maybe Fred had some kind of lacked oxygen, narcosis going on. He passed out, dished in the ocean. You know, it's hard to say. Hopefully, Fred's out there somewhere. Fred, if you're out there, reach out to us, brother. We're gonna get our equipment going some night. I believe someone. Okay, I'm friends with the lady that runs Bell Witch. I talked to her on TikTok. Very nice lady, and they've had some pretty cool investigations down there this year. And I believe this is a video. I believe someone got scratched. So, which can happen sometimes on a visit. I've never been scratched, but I've been around people that have, and it's pretty crazy when it happens. You're like, what? You know. So here we go.
How old are you? What's your favorite game to play? Do you have a nickname?
What happened? I don't know.
What was that?
Did you guys hear that?
Yes.
That was crazy.
I don't know what that was. But, apparently, I labeled that one wrong. It wasn't not the one where the person got scratched. It was like something was like banging around, shaking the whole
Someone hit that device that was on.
Yeah. They all heard it.
Yeah. I think that woman screaming just made it more intense.
More dramatic, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you ready to jump into some Bigfoot?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They hired you to go check to see if Bigfoot was real?
Flip the whole bill. They said, you do it at your own pace, own will, we'll pay for everything. I said, not interested. They came back to me like 4 or 5 times. Finally, at the end of a year, my wife is divorcing me. I now have only 50% custody. I have 50% of my life open to do whatever I want. They came at me again. I said, okay, I'm going to shorten it down to from what took 5 years to 5 minutes. Tennessee, Great Smoky Mountain National Park. There was a man there named Scott Carpenter. Scott, rest his soul, has since died, but he took me into an area in the park. And he said, Dave, this is the part where I've had all kinds of evidence.
What kind of evidence?
Footprints, hair.
Hair?
Hair.
So has he ever had the hair analyzed?
So we start talking about it. How can we get a good sample of hair? So I said, with bear, they take bear samples and DNA samples from bear all the time. Let's try this. Let's take some packaging tape, wrap it inside out on the outside of a tree. Put something at the fork of the tree, some kind of food, whatever. Honey, something. If they lean up against the tree, it's going to pull the hair out, which we need the follicle for the DNA. Let's see if that works. She says, brilliant. We did it. It worked. In that area, we had tracks. Now, just so you know and everyone else knows, there's hair and experts in the world, and they testify in Superior Court all the time. Like out in the lobby, you have all these different kinds of animals. If we took a hair from one animal and gave it to a hair and fiber expert, he could tell you within 2 minutes what animal that came from, because every hair looks different. So we took those hairs, went to a hair and fiber expert, and they said, well, where'd you get that? And I go, what do you mean? We've never seen that hair before. It's not classified. It doesn't exist. Okay, so that means we're on to something. So then I took...
Does it have follicle? Can they do a DNA on it, or is it just hair?
They did.
Okay.
It did. So I called I was living in California at the time. I called the University of California, Davis, the biggest animal lab in the world. And they said, what do you got? And I explained it. They said, Bigfoot, we're not touching it. We don't want anything to do with it. I went to University of Texas, UC Davis. I went to like 6 or 7. No one would touch it. But then I found a woman that testified in the courts here in Texas as a DNA expert. I call her up. Her name is Melba Ketchum. Dr. Ketchum, I have this sample here. Would you be willing to do DNA analysis on it? Absolutely. It's going to cost you so many thousands of dollars. I go, no problem. We've got somebody who's going to pay. So she goes, okay, let's do one better. Dave, send me the sample. Let me look at it first. I'm going to give it to my hair and fiber expert. They look at it. The hair and fiber expert says, it's nothing we've ever seen, so that's good. So she goes, okay, here's what we're going to do. Can you get any more samples? I said, I have an idea. Let me try.
I don't know. It would be nice to know what that was on a Joe Rogan podcast, so I could probably find that episode. We like some Joe stuff. Cool. This is a quick one. This is the skinny alien. That was a quick one. I don't know if the kids would be that calm trying to video that.
No, they wouldn't have.
CGI.
They were videoing that because somebody was in a costume.
So have you ever heard of the Nephilim?
No, I haven't.
So supposedly when some of the angels came down from heaven were on earth, they interbred with humans. And their offspring are these giant race of people. Often they've been known to have red hair and 6 fingers, 6 toes. They're called the Nephilim. I don't know. What do you think? Think a giant race of people could be real? I mean, Bigfoot's a big type creature, so I don't know.
Anything's possible.
All right, here we go.
This mysterious cave.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I am the director of the Pershing County Museum, and this is our display for the Lovelock Cave.
So do you think a giant actually uses...
Very possibly. That's a grinding stone. Feel how heavy that sucker is.
Yeah, pick it up. She's holding it. Oh, yeah.
Now, that's not the normal size grinding stones that they find all over.
Yeah.
These are bigger grinding stones. Yeah. So the valley used to be a lake. It used to be part of Lake Lahontan. The cave they used predominantly as a storage area. And they would dig giant pits, line it with tule plants, and they would put their stuff in it so they could go back for the different seasons depending on what they were doing. Which is why the oldest duck decoys ever found in the world were found in that cave, and that's photographs of it. I have not seen one. They are in the Smithsonian trying to get some back to the state of Nevada. These duck decoys have now been carbon dated. They are over about 2,400 years old. So look at the way they're woven.
So the feathers were preserved and everything?
Yes, the feathers were preserved.
So real feathers, but this is...
It's tule
it's a tule.
It's like a reed.
It's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And they're cut off at the end.
It's impressive. Really impressive. That's the way they were found in the cave, buried in the basket underground.
So that's how they found them.
That's how they found the duck decoys. Wow. There were 2 digs done. The first one was done in 1911 by this gentleman, Mr. Loud, and he was actually a security guard for Berkeley. They did not have any archaeologists available. He wrote to Berkeley and said that one of the locals had told him the story of the giants, and Berkeley's response was, oh, they must have found some skeletons and came up with a story. So that's the first time I have been able to find in writing where the archaeologists are denying the story of the giants.
Oh, okay.
Of the redheads, the Sitaka. I've been doing a lot of research on it. They were probably cannibalistic. They would hide traps in the trails, and then they could take the bodies. So the story I was told was the Paiutes had a long war with the redheads, and they couldn't beat them. Other tribes had had problems, so they pulled together, had a 3-year war with them where they got their numbers down. The redheads were able to sneak off and run into the cave. So the Paiutes surrounded the cave, started gathering sagebrush. Well, they lit it on fire. Anybody that ran out, their best warrior shot and killed. And they continued it to let it burn until they knew nobody could survive.
So where can people find more information about you?
I have a TikTok that does my ghost stuff. I post all of the ghost stuff that happens in the Marzin house.
See, we don't do ghosts, we just history.
I do both. I do both.
Yeah, I don't do ghosts. You're just terrified of ghosts. Yeah. Love lot.
All right, so we just left the museum. Time to head over to the cave where it all supposedly happened. I guess it's a real popular spot, so we're gonna go check it out for ourselves and, you know, see if we can find some interesting stuff.
Traveling about 10 minutes, we finally hit dirt road. We shouldn't be too far from the spot now. As far as road goes, you could probably make it out here in a Prius. You know, you don't need anything special out here. This is amazing, knowing that everything we talked about happened right here.
All right, we're now...
Looks like they went out to that cave. Pretty interesting. Let's see. Let's do. Let's end it with this native lady. Pretty cool.
A lot of y'all been asking for my Bigfoot stories, so let's go. On my father's side, I am Lakota and Dakota. And in our language, the name for Bigfoot is Chie Tonka. Chie Tonka means big brother or elder brother. And it's a term of endearment and respect for this being who is very real. He is said to be a protector of places like this, and to even be the husband of Unchi Maka, or Mother Earth. He or they are also beings of great psychic power. When they are seen, it is because they want to be seen. They exist coast to coast, and they don't go by the same rules we do in terms of how we relate to our existence here. So they're interdimensional. They can go in and out of this plane as they desire. I also knew of an elder when I used to live in Northern California, and there were stories of this elder. He told these stories himself about how he would trade with Bigfoot. There was a place that they had designated, and he would leave things for Chie Tonka, and Chiatanka would leave things in return. There are many stories about interactions with Bigfoot or Chiatanka and how this being is regarded in many different indigenous cultures. He's not speculated to be a figment of our imagination or a tall tale. He is regarded as a being of great teaching. Sometimes he comes as a figure of correction for those who are walking a path that needs correction. And sometimes he comes as a protector of the innocent ones who need it. Bigfoot shows himself as a warning. The greater the amount of sightings, that means that the more we need to be aware of our relationship with Unchimaka, Mother Earth, and with ourselves and with one another. When you look at Bigfoot as more of an elder or a teacher or someone who came before us and who can teach us how to live in harmony with the environment, with Mother Earth, with our surroundings, then there isn't any fear that should be there, because the respect between nations, between our nation and the Bigfoot nation, would inherently be there. At one point, there were people who could communicate with Bigfoot. And just like anything that can teach us, that can help us be more connected with our environment, it's attacked by those who don't want us to be coherent, who don't want us to be more awake and aware of who we really are and where we come from. Chiatanka, or Bigfoot, isn't meant to be feared, but to be respected. And as his story and his likeness is making its way more into our awareness, whether it be through a joking way or whether it be through those who are genuinely interested in learning more about this being, it's a signal that there are changes coming to our earth and that we need to prepare ourselves for those changes and to heal our relationship with our environment, with Mother Earth, and with one another. Because the way in which Chiatanka shows himself to you is a mirror of how you are choosing to walk in this world. Are you going to live in harmony and balance with your environment? Or are you going to be one of the ones that he has to teach a lesson to?
That was pretty cool. I've heard them saying Bigfoots are interdimensional. Sounds like the natives say the same thing. Chiatanka.
Chiatanka.
Well, what do you think, Camera Girl?
I think it's been very interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
It really has.
Kind of. Now you know what I do in here in the studio.
Yeah.
A little different than watching it on your phone, huh?
Yeah, it is. I'll get out there and I'll end up dozing off because I'm not interacting with anything. You know what I mean? The fan will be on and I'll get used to him talking and I'll just doze off sometimes. I don't mean to. But we've had a big day today, so.
Yeah. We've been over to Grand Rivers, went to my cousin Miranda, had a wedding. And then,
yeah, congratulations to her.
Miranda and
husband,
Sean.
Sean.
Then we went down to Goblin Con today and seen some goblins. The whole Kelly incident, and good time down there and a lot of stuff. And had to go pick up the dog. And
yeah,
anyway.
He's really wanting us to take him outside now.
We appreciate everybody tuning in. Hopefully, y'all have a good rest of the week. Thanks, Cammy Girl, for being my co-host tonight.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Much appreciated.
Thanks for having me.
Cool. And, y'all come back and see us again sometime. So y'all have a good one. Come on.
Bye.